Hey everybody, Sam Davidson here with MEAWW Worldwide, and we have a very, very special episode here for you today. A lot of special guests. First of all, we have Chad Atkins, who is the founder of Paw Works, and we have Larissa Wohl, who is going to be the host of the new Hallmark special, Tales of Joy, and we have Gigi, Casanova, and Banjo, and there are so many other dogs here. This special is about Paw Works, which is a rescue shelter, and you guys help save these beautiful pups and find them homes.
Yeah, we're actually a rescue right here in LA area. We've been open since January 2014 and saved about 6,500 animals in that time.
That's amazing. Hi, baby.
It's a lot. Yes.
So tell me a little bit, I know your background with Paw Works, and it's a very interesting story because you had another job first. So how did Paw Works really come to be what it is right now?
Well, I was actually running a doggy daycare and boarding service that was my own. One of my clients actually came to me, and she was working with a different nonprofit, and she said, you work really well with my pet, why don't you come and help us? So I said, okay, I'll give you 5 hours a week, I'll volunteer my time. Something in my gut told me to go do it. So the first week I went, I actually donated over 40 hours of my time.
Wow.
Because I went in there and I was like, there's so much to do. And every time I left, I felt guilty. So I continued doing that for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then my business actually started suffering. And so I told her, I said, I can't do this. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy. So she said, well, why don't you see if they'll hire you? And so I said, okay. So I put together a proposal, ridiculous proposal, and they actually accepted it. Wow. So I actually turned away my 6-figure job for a much lower figure job. And I was with that organization for about 3 months. And then we parted our ways. And I decided that I could do more. I felt like I could do more. And she felt the same way. So we actually went into our county and said, we want to make you no kill. What no kill means is that 90% of the animals that go into the shelter get out alive.
Yeah.
And they don't ever kill for space. So within the first 30 days of Paw Works starting, we started January 17, 2014. We actually made our county no kill for the very first time. And it's been no kill ever since.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
And so I know that you are part of the Hallmark family and have worked on Home and Family and stuff, and you're their resident, pet animal person, right?
Yes, so I'm the pet rescue expert for Hallmark Channel. I do their daily morning show called Home and Family, and we showcase 2 animals a day around the country that need homes, and it's all part of our Adoption Ever After initiative. And Chad has come onto our show many times, and we've, formed a great friendship, and I love what he does. I stand behind everything that he does. His whole team is amazing. And so when the idea kind of came into my lap to help collaborate on this, it was a no-brainer. I mean, this is just an amazing project, and we are both so proud of it. And so are all the people in the back end that have made it work. It's wonderful.
And so have you always just been a huge advocate for animals?
Yeah.
Because, you were an anchor before this. And
yes.
Worked in weather and all of that, but you're always your MO is these little babies.
I've worn many hats, but this one is my favorite. I grew up with a family that was all about rescuing, and so that's always been part of my life. Never before did I think it could be a part of my career. And so the ability to do what I do, I say this, I pinch myself every day. I will do it for as long as possible because it is so magical, and I'm so happy to be able to say that we have helped save so many animals on our show, at our network, and through all of these efforts. I mean, we've helped almost 2,000 on our show, but the ripple effect is huge. And so it's been amazing.
And so obviously we're here in Hollywood. How much do celebrities kind of factor into helping get these dogs adopted, and have you had any big celebrities that have adopted the dogs?
So celebrities play a big part. As social media is huge nowadays. Kaylee Cuoco was actually on our board for 2 years. We had Karamo adopt a dog from us. Chris Sullivan from This Is Us has adopted. So we've had quite a few celebrities. We've been fortunate enough to be able to do quite a bit of press. I built those relationships over the past 6 years. So when we go on, people notice them, and we definitely, out of those 6,500, far more less celebrities, because they're, those are the ones that make the difference in the end.
Yeah.
But celebrities definitely do help.
Absolutely.
And how did this special really come to be? So, I know you guys work together at Home and Family quite a bit, but when was it that who pitched who on what for having this special?
So actually, it all started with Larissa inviting us to do one of the Hallmark specials. So with Christy Foley, who's the executive producer of most of those specials, through Pleasant Street Entertainment. And Christy ended up adopting 2 different dogs from us. So I built that relationship with her. We've become very good friends. And so when I kind of pitched the idea to her, she took it and ran with it and created a sizzle on her own. And we pitched it to Larissa and said, why don't you host it? This would be perfect for you. And Larissa's like, absolutely. And then the rest is history.
And I think something that was so automatic about it was that, Chad and I have both been on both sides of the rescue world. I say ugly, meaning the dirty side where you're literally on your hands and knees cleaning kennels, and on the opposite side where you get to be in front of the camera and have fun and play with puppies. So to be able to show the world that other side that they don't get to see, to me, from an educational and an inspirational standpoint, is so important, because a lot of people don't realize what goes into it. They go to a beautiful store like Paw Works and they see beautiful dogs. They have no idea the amount of time, energy, money, resources, training, food, everything that it takes to bring these puppies to the adoption floor.
Yeah.
And I think it will give people a better appreciation of rescue dogs, rescue organizations, the people behind them, and what they're doing, why it's so important to rescue versus buying a dog.
And so what does this special look like? Are we going into the day-to-day of what you do and actually going in there? Like, what are people going to be also most surprised about when they watch it?
Well, we're actually following one specific transport of 60 dogs and cats from the Central Valley. So we start off 6 o'clock in the morning, which is normal for a transport, and we roll right until about 8 o'clock at night. You see the intake, you see us, crate them and transport them for 6 hours, and then it's kind of the journey of very specific animals in that transport, and their journey through foster, through some training, through adoption. So you just kind of get to see us start to finish in a very short amount of time. But this has been being filmed for about 4 months. So it's not that quick of a process, but you know, in TV world, we had to shorten it up and make it look as concise as possible, but it's really the past 4 months of our life.
Wow.
With just one transport, and we do these transports bi-weekly.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not like this one transport takes 4 months, so next 2 weeks then we'll do another transport, but it's an ongoing effect.
Yeah. I think that's what will surprise people. The fact that you see this one transport and how much it takes to get these animals ready for their forever home, and then realize this happens, if not every week, every other week. I mean, it's a revolving door, and that's why it's so important for people to hopefully see this and go, okay, now I get why this is such an issue to be a part of, because we need to plug that hole eventually, or, there's just so many of them.
So are these 3 here 3 of the stars, you say?
They are. So their mama actually was very pregnant with them when we rescued her, and she had 10 of these guys. So you will follow their journey.
Aww.
Literally, when they were in the belly, to when they were a few days old, to going to a foster home. I mean, it's pretty cool. I really think people will get a different viewpoint on what it takes. And really what goes into it, and the magic of having a rescue animal. I mean, you see why they need us so much, and in turn what we give them and what they give us back.
And so they're gonna get to their forever home one day and be like, where are the cameras?
Yes, you're right. They're spoiled now, these ones.
I know, they're stars. Look at them. This one's very nestled in my bosom, I must say, but that's okay.
You might be having to take that one home
makes
then.
sense. So have you guys had adopted dogs that you were not planning on ever? Did you fall in love?
Oh yeah.
I'll let Larissa
I
fill
have
that
4 foster failures. One lives with my dad, so I have 3 at my home, and then I'm always fostering, and I want to keep them all, but I know that if I continue to, I won't be able to keep fostering, so I've kind of put the kibosh on that, but it is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. You love all of them, and sometimes even if you don't think you're going to love them and keep them, they choose you, and you're like, I guess you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I at one point had 8 dogs. I'm down to 3, and they've slowly passed away. And I've actually promised my last 3 that I won't get any more until these guys have, they need their time, because it's been a revolving door of
Yeah.
rescue animals and fostering myself. So it's time for them to have a little bit of a break.
And so this is a special, a one-time show, right? I mean, we can obviously continue this story with others, or is this more, so that's the hope, okay?
That's the hope.
That's the hope. I mean, look, I don't know what's going to happen, but all I can hope for, and I'm sure you feel the same way, is that people will really find invest themselves into some of these animals and really want to see how they, grow and where they end up, and hopefully we'll want to see more of it, because it's family friendly, it's really happy TV, and I think there's a learning component too, and it's
Amazing.
great.
And I mean, what about, I know you guys do some cats too, right?
Yes.
We do dogs and cats, and we actually have really ramped up this year our cat program. We've made some great partnerships with local companies, large corporations, and I mean, tomorrow we're actually doing a transport of 40 cats.
Wow.
So those will be spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and then ready for adoption.
It's amazing. Well, if you guys want to see these 3 stars on your TV, make sure to tune in on Monday, February 17th at 10 p.m. on Hallmark for, of course, Tales of Joy, and hopefully we'll get more where that came from,
Thank
right?
you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we
And-
hope so.
Yes. And so for those that are watching here and you're interested, in these animals and what this organization's about, where can everyone find the information?
Social media, Paw Works. It's 2 words, or pawworks.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so
Thank
much
you
for
so
being
much.
here. And thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.